Dear children, today I am going to explain how to find the HCF of two numbers using long division method. So first of all, we will see that what is a long division method. In long division method, suppose we have two numbers. The first number is 492, which is the larger one. The second number is 248, which is the smaller one. In this process, what we will do, we will divide the larger number by the smaller one. We will divide A by B. The remainder will become the second number, and the second number in the previous step will become the first number. It simply means the remainder will become the divisor in the next step, and the divisor in the previous step will become the first number. This process will get repeated, and whenever the remainder is 0, the divisor in the last time will become the HCF. Here 248 is the first divisor, then 244 is the second divisor, the third divisor was 4 before the remainder became 0. So that's why the third divisor will become the HCF here. Now in the code on the screen, you see that it is a function, it is a recursive function which receives two parameters. The first number A, which is the larger one, B, which is the smaller one, and here I'm just printing the values of A and B after every recursive call just to demonstrate how the values are being generated. But here I'm just checking whenever the second number becomes 0, the first number will become the HCF. And in every recursive call, what happens? The second number becomes the first number because A is receiving the value B, and the remainder of A and B will become the second number here. Now you see that? Suppose the numbers are 35 and 15, you will see that HCF is 5. Initially A was 15, A was 35, B was 15. Now in the next step, the second number B will become the first number, and the remainder of that will become the second number. Now in the next step, what happens? Second number becomes the first number, so B is 5, now A becomes 5. And now in this step only B is 0. So whenever the second number is 0, the first number will be known as HCF. Now see another example which we have considered earlier. Suppose the first number is 492 and the second number is 248. So first number is 492. It is 492. And the second number is 248. You will see that first number is 492, second number is 248. In the next step, B becomes the first number. Now A is 248 and the remainder becomes the second number. You see that remainder here, which is 244, is the second number, and then this second number becomes the first number in the next step, 244, and then the remainder becomes the second number, which is B, and now the second number becomes the first number and remainder becomes 0. So whenever remainder is 0, whenever the second number is 0, the HCF is 4. Now here I would like to tell you one more thing, that in case if the second number, if the first number is smaller and the second number is larger, what will happen? If the first number is smaller and the second number is larger, what happens in the next step? What will happen? Nothing will happen, but only the swapping occurs. So what happens? The first number becomes, the second number becomes the first number, and the remainder becomes the first number. So how it is happening here? I would like to tell you, suppose here we have passed 15 comma 35. Now this base case is not true. What will happen here? It is 35 and 15 mod 35. If you find the modulus of the smaller one by the larger one, the result will be always the smaller one. So what happens here in the first recursive call, it becomes 35 and this 15 mod 35 will become 15. So now here what happens, now the swapping has been done. So in the next step what will happen, and it becomes 15, it becomes 5. So here in next recursive call it becomes 15 and it becomes 5. Now in the next recursive call it becomes 5 and it becomes 0. Now what happens, now A is 5, B is 0, this base case becomes true. So whenever base case is true, the first value will be returned, the first value will be returned, and that returned value will come along this way and will get stored in this variable R, and finally the HCF has been printed on the screen. I would like to execute it one more time. You see that if the first number is smaller and the second number is larger, you will see that swapping will happen and finally HCF is on the screen. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.